Hello everyone. Today is the last full day of my time in DC, and as you can see out the window, today has been a very cold, windy, dreary, and rainy day. However, it has been an awesome day. I have got to see quite a bit, in fact, more than what I thought I was going to see. I slept in a little bit this morning. This is my last morning to possibly sleep in, so I slept in a little bit, took my time getting ready. I went down the street to Corner Bakery Cafe and got some breakfast. And then I walked to the National Law Enforcement Museum, and that museum is really cool. If you get a chance, go to it. They do have different prices for people getting tickets. For an adult, it's, I believe, $22. There are children prices, student prices, senior prices, and there's also prices for military, police officers, even retired police officers, and survivors. And the museum was just cool. You have typical museum stuff where you have a lot of informative things, you have a lot of memorabilia in there, and then they have two other sections. One of them is basically, I can't remember what it's called. It's basically where you get to play police officer, and it's a simulator. You do get to wear the belt with the gun. It is a real gun, however, there are no bullets. It's a CO2 cartridge. That way, if you fire the gun, it kind of simulates the kickback from the gun, but you're not going to get hurt. And the instructor can manipulate the simulator based on how you are reacting. So if you are being very timid, he may throw something out, to throw you off. Or if you're really aggressive, he may stop the simulator and talk about the scenario. I actually got to do this. They try to do it in pairs because a lot of police officers do have partners. And so I got to partner up with a complete stranger. Our scenario was, it was a disgruntled former employee coming back and had a shotgun with him, and we were trying to de-escalate the situation. There were other people that did the same simulation, but it was different scenarios. And once the simulation is over, we talk about what happened, what we could have done different, why we did what we did in our choices. And then there is a second simulator, which is basically you are driving a police car. Same kind of situation where it's different scenarios, different types of streets. The one I got to do was a more rural area. Some of the other people got to do different cities. And you basically are having to pursue people for various reasons in the police car. This simulator is actually used in various police academies, and you are sitting in a seat where everything around you is as if you are sitting in a police car, and you have screens up, and it's kind of 3D. But it's really cool, and it's a lot harder than it looks. You have a lot of moving parts. You have the dispatch going, you have all the scenery in front of you that you're trying to navigate, and you have all of the controls that you're trying to navigate. So my sympathies with police officers on driving in a police car because I was terrible at it. But yes, if you go there, try to do the simulators. For the driving one, you do have to be have a driver's license. You have to be old enough to have a driver's license. They don't let children do it. For the other one, where you're going through the scenario as a police officer, they don't let children do that. It's just something about kind of like a game mindset, and children can't differentiate between this could be a real life situation that a police officer would go through and a video game, because you're, with a screen, it's not an actual like gun. And so they don't let children do it. Also, because of the outcome of the situation, it can be a little violent. So they discourage children going through that or being present during that. But it was a great museum, and I highly recommend it. Right across the street from the museum is the memorial. Now, in the museum, you can put in, they have a database there of all of the fallen police officers. And you can put in the name of a police officer, and it pulls them up with their picture and tells a little bit about their career. I happen to know two and was able to pull them up. And then if you go to the memorial across the street, the names are etched in the wall there, and they have books outside the memorial to where you can look for the name and find them easily on the wall. They did say that in May there is a police week, and that is when they take the previous year's fallen police officers and commemorate them on the wall. It's very moving, and I recommend going to either the memorial or the museum, or try to do both. If you're going to do both, I would say go to the museum first. That way you can get a better grasp of what police officers go through, and then go to the memorial and pay your respects. After I left the memorial, I ended up walking back to the hotel. It wasn't very far. It was like maybe 4 blocks from my hotel. Kind of got myself situated and tried to figure out what else I wanted to do with the rest of my day. That museum and memorial was the only thing that I kind of had planned to go to, and I still had plenty of time, so I wanted to see if there was something else that I could fit in. So I got myself situated, looked things up online, and then I went across the street here, got on the circulator bus, and ended up going to the Smithsonian American Art Museum. And the reason I wanted to go there is I had a lot of people telling me that I should go to the portrait gallery. And technically, I just looked up online the portrait gallery, and it turns out the portrait gallery is actually inside that museum. The museum is huge. Huge. I was not expecting that at all. It's pretty much like a city block. There's 3 different floors. The 3rd floor actually has a mezzanine level, so it's really more like 4 floors. It's all types of American art. Everything. Sculptures, paintings, marble, bronze, all kinds of art. One of the cool parts is the portrait gallery, and more specifically, the presidents. So it's all of the portraits of the presidents of the United States. Because this museum was so huge, I kind of stuck to my rule of how I generally do museums, which is I get on one floor and then I either go right or left and I stay to the right or to the left. Now, if you're going through, you go down one hallway and then there's a room. I would go around the right and come out and stick to the right. And then the next room, go around the room to the right, come out and stick to the right. If I follow sticking to the right the entire way, I'm going to wrap through the entire floor and come back to where I started. Same thing is if you went to the left. In fact, I think one floor I went to the right, one floor to the left, one floor to the right. But it took a while to go through there. There is some very beautiful artwork in there, and it's just really interesting. Next to the artwork, some of the plaques on the wall had the history behind who the portrait was of, and I ended up not doing the mezzanine level on the third floor. I was getting tired, my foot was starting to hurt, and just looking up there, I was like, that's a whole other floor of artwork. And I was like, I can't. If I come back to DC, I will try to hit that one up, but I was really tired from all of the walking. When I left the museum, I ended up walking a few blocks. It was only about 2 or 3 blocks, and I wanted to get dinner. I looked up several different options online, and I found, I'm having to look at it, the Hill Country Barbecue Market. And I think it was on the corner of 7th and D Street. I think 7th and D, but they have barbecue there, and it was so good. I got the brisket sandwich. My side was deviled eggs. The sandwich had meat falling out of it. It was enough meat for 2 sandwiches easily, possibly even 3. But yeah, I took my time eating. I wanted to really enjoy it. It was very good food. And when I left there, I looked on my phone and realized that I was only about 7 blocks from my hotel. So I decided to walk back. It was raining a little bit, and I brought my umbrella so that I didn't get wet. But it was a good walk back. It was nice to be able to walk off all the food that I ate. But right now I'm back at the hotel, and I think I'm going to call it a night. I don't think I'm going to get back out. Right now it's about 6:30, which is kind of early. I mean, I could go out and add more things in for my trip, but I am tired from all the walking. The Smithsonian American Art Museum wore me out for all the walking. And so yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night, stay in, maybe go ahead and pack all of my stuff. Tomorrow my checkout is at 11 a.m., but my train doesn't leave. Let me look on my phone here. My train doesn't leave until 4 p.m. So if I kind of get up early tomorrow, a little early, I want to sleep in a little bit if I can, and try to pack all of my stuff. The hotel here did say that since my checkout is 11, I can leave my luggage here, and they'll watch it, and that way I'm not having to take my luggage all over the city wherever I decide to go. I plan on trying to be at least near the train in Union Station no later than 3. Give me an hour before, just to be on the safe side. I will have to check my luggage for the train, so I definitely want to get there early enough for that. Since checkout is at 11 and my train, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna be at the train station at 3. That's only 4 hours. So I'll probably leave my luggage here at the hotel, go get some lunch or maybe brunch, breakfast, whatever, and take my time and just relax. I may even sit in the lobby downstairs here at the hotel. I've got my tablet. I can always stream something on my tablet to kill time. And there is a lot inside Union Station, a lot of different shops and places to eat in there as well. A lot of seating where if I wanted to, I could just sit in Amtrak, in Union Station, should I say, and just relax there. I will say that I am going to miss DC. It is a really cool city and there is so much to do, like so much. I have been here for a week. Even if I hadn't hurt my foot and I was just cramming stuff in every single day, every museum, just go, 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 there's no way that I could see everything. Absolutely not. I wouldn't even be able to go to all of the Smithsonian's unless I just ran through all of them. There is too much to see and do here in one trip. And if you're going to come to DC and maybe it's like a once in a lifetime trip and you're never coming back, prioritize what it is that you want to see and do here and try to get that done during your trip. But if you're like me and you're probably going to come back next couple years, obviously try to get everything done that you can. But still keep in the back of your mind that the rest of it you can do later. I know I wanted to go to the actual White House tour, wasn't able to do that because they didn't have enough time slots. I wanted to go to the National Archives and see the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Didn't get to do that. Wasn't able to get tickets to go up to the top of the Washington Monument. I wanted to go to the Holocaust Museum, didn't get to do that. Some of the other Smithsonian's I wanted to do. Just all of that right there is a whole other trip. That's a whole other week worth of going and doing stuff. But this trip has been great because I have got to do a lot. I got to see a lot. Everyone that I have met here in DC, whether they are visiting DC or they work here, everyone here has been super friendly, very, very friendly. The people that work at the different museums and different restaurants, they enjoy talking to the people traveling through and they love to cut up with you and have fun. So that has made the trip enjoyable, being able to talk to all the people here. But tomorrow I'll be getting on the train and heading towards Cleveland, Ohio. So I will get footage on the train, and if you want to know when that video comes out, feel free to subscribe. If you have any questions about DC, how to plan a trip here in DC, what I thought of everything, if maybe you have kids, what you would like for me to suggest and prioritize for a trip with kids to DC. Any type of questions you might have, feel free to leave those in the comments below and I will try to get to those as soon as I can. But I'm going to call it a night and I will see everyone in the next video. Bye!